Hello, folks. See if we've got audio. Looks like we've got audio. Welcome. Happy Thursday evening. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Let's go back up here and see who we have. Angelo was in here way early. Marco, thank y'all for being here. Oh boy, I can't talk tonight. Staff Sergeant Maximus. Wanna know why Nas? Marco's telling everybody to post your pockets on the Help with Gadgets channel. And Ramses is reminding everyone to smash the like button, subscribe, share, comment, and all notifications. Thank you for that, Ramses. Appreciate that. Now let's see what else we got. Whoops, it jumped on me. And then now I'm up to the point where I can start showing who is here, who's saying stuff. There's Marco. There's Robin. How you doing, Robin? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. There's Mo Patty. Hey, Trish. Hope you're having a wonderful evening as well. Ramses is dropping Robin's YouTube channel. Y'all go check him out if you're not already doing so. And it's gonna be fun. I can't talk tonight, apparently. All right. Mo Patty says, Ramses, fancy meeting you here. Y'all go check out Mo Patty if you're not already doing so. Give her a subscribe. I'm sure most everybody is, though. Y'all hang with me just a second. I am going to go turn the AC down just a hair. Else, it's going to get real warm in here. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see here. Let me get myself back up on screen here. Yeah, I believe I should be able to do this right here. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, good deal. All right. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. Um, I have a couple of knives on the way, and for some reason they went from New York to Florida, completely bypassed in South Carolina, and apparently are now slowly making their way back up the coast. At least that's what it appears like. We shall see. Maybe here tomorrow, maybe not. Did get a surprise box in the mail today from Fred the Lug's pass around, and so those are pretty cool. I didn't bring them out here, and in fact, they're in the other room tonight because of the planned activities for this evening. Let's see. Mind of Milton is here. How you doing, Milton? Hope everything is going well out in Arizona. Tell Mr. Eddie I said hello. It's been a minute since I've spoke with him. But in fact, the last time I was talking to him, I was telling him about the Amazon um, distribution center that they put in here with all the electric vehicles, and now we actually get Amazon deliveries instead of it coming um, through the mail. So that's pretty cool so far. That is. Mo Patty says, "Who wants to buy a full dress Aurelia?" Just got it too big for me. That's a nice knife, Mo Patty. And a full dress one. That's pretty cool. All right, so you guys don't forget to go over there to the Discord, post your pocket checks, or post any other cool knives that you want us to take a look at, and we can do so. Mind of Milton says, send it. Sounds like he's offering to take it off your hands, Trish. Very nice, very nice. All right, so the plan today, we'll get a few more people in here. We'll start out with just some of the knives that I've had over the years, some of my more budget knives, and then graduate into some of the other ones that I currently have. This is not going to be a crazy collection. I don't have. I think I have about 60 knives or so, and a good portion of them are on the lower end of the budget. Some mid tiers, some of the up, some higher up, or not higher up, but more expensive knives. But nothing like a lot of the collections that I have seen and some of the collections that you guys have. But um, it's mine, so we'll go over. I've never done a actual state of the collection, any kind of video on it. In fact, I need to. Several years ago, I actually took a picture of all of the knives that I have. It may have been last year. But nonetheless, it's fun to go back sometimes and take a look at that. Um, I like to occasionally go back through my Instagram when I started taking knife pictures of knives and seeing what I had it back in the day. Um, I've sold a lot of those to buy more knives, so. And yes, that Mind Milton guy's got some really nice knives there. Mo Patty says I have a bunch for sale to beef up your collection. Well, let's talk. We'll see what we can do. And Mind of Milton's right. I had some pretty cool stuff back in the day. Um, we've gone, we've looked at it before. Some of the things I had on Instagram, but yeah, it's fun to look back through that through the archives, as it were, and see some of the items or some of the knives that I had. So, well, we're not getting we didn't increase in number here. It looks like we went down a little bit. There's Ron Crow. Thank you for being here, Ron. Do appreciate it. And I think one of the knives here I actually won off of Ron back in the day, and this was back way on early. If I'm not mistaken, this one here, and Ron, you may be able to confirm if that was you or not, but this was like way long time ago. Um, I think you sharpened it, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong about that. As Mo Patty will tell you, I'm getting old. All right, let's see, Mr. Mouse. Thank you for being here. I think I said something about what you said, but I didn't recognize you as being here. So thank you for being here. Ronathan, you're right about that, Johnny. This is a very fun yet addictive hobby. Lion, not a sheep. Thank you for being here, man. Ben C, good to see you again, man. Oh, Patty says mom needs to get back on a board. Oh boy. Here we go. I said what, Mo Patty? Oh, that I was old? Yeah, but you were thinking it. Probably. Kelly's Mishmash. Good to see you, ma'am. Robert Jones. Good to see you as well. All right, we're starting to get some folks coming in here. Wow. Ron said if it's really sharp, I sharpened it. If it's dull, you probably sharpened it. Wow. Just wow. Mom says I'm slacking, Trish. Too much work travel. Mo Patty says I was trying to behave. Yeah, right. Sure you were. That's all right though. I feel old sometimes. We My mother-in-law is trying to sell a car, so we were with her um, earlier this evening. So I didn't get home till late, and then happened to look up, and I'm like, well, it's kind of getting close to it's approaching live time, and my wife has decided not to work tomorrow, so um, she's not gone to bed just yet. She's staying up late and watching some TV. So I was like, well, I got to get everything prepared for the live. All right, I'm gonna take a few knives out and set them here to the side because they are ones that my daughter have given me, and we'll go over some of those here in just a few. Actually, some of them are in the other case. Is that it? I think that's it. All right. Oh, I've got that one. That's I've got a stack of fixies here, and actually the Caius is on my belt, so I do plan on showing that one off too. Dog one, good to see you, man. Y'all check out Mr. Mouse there. Check out Ron Crow if you're not already a subscriber of Ron. And Robert Jones, check out his channel as well. I'm actually going to check out and make sure that I know I'm subscribed to Ron. I'm going to check Robert and make sure I am subscribed to Robert as well. And let's see. Ron Crow, I am. Let's see. I am certainly subscribed to Miss Kelly. Y'all check her out as well, her channel as well. SC Knife Monkey, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hey, mind, how's the Milton? Haha. Ron says, you tease me. The Aurelia's my grill knife. Every time Sharif does a drop, I'm broke. When I have money, there isn't an Aurelia to be had. You might have some bitters there, Trish. And that's right. It's a full dress one too. Y'all check out SC Knife Monkey. And speaking of SC in South Carolina in general, we've got some boomers, thunder boomers in the area. I can hear what sounds like up northish some thunder. We've had some rain today. I don't know how much. I can probably look. It may not be correct, but it was enough for there to be some puddles on the ground. Looks like about 3 or 4 tenths. So not a huge amount, but it's all good. We'll take it. Um, it's supposed to be pretty rainy for the next few days. So that's a good thing. We need some rain. Mr. Mouse is either saying Trish takes Sezzle or asking if she takes Sezzle. Mo Patty says that is the problem with not working. All of the drops I'm available for. So you get to you don't have an excuse for not to get a knife, right? Is that it? Is that it, Mo Patty? Lion Not a Sheep said the dog is in the house. All right, let's go ahead and start looking at some of these knives that I have, and we'll kind of go through them, and I'll talk about them if I remember the exact history of them. We'll be able to talk about that for a moment, but I I don't think this will take a huge amount of time. Actually, we'll set this one with this one, and I'll tell you why in a minute. All right, this is actually one of the Magnafold knives. Um, I asked him to make a knife that had the opening hole, had the front flipper on it, and so had a forward finger choil on it. So I think this one's pretty cool, uh, and just a fidget thing. If I were to go back in the office, I would probably take this with me just to drive folks nuts when they started aggravating me. This, and let's see, I need to figure out a way to do this. I'm gonna start setting things over here as I talk about them. All right. Mo Petty says, I got 3 grails coming in and 2 nut grails. I am broken. Dog One says, good to arrive after Lion has settled the chat. Goodwill is ricocheting through the realm. Good deal. Mr. Mouse says, broken with a beautiful knife collection, talking about Mo Patty up there. It is a neat little wood knife. And if you're in an area where you're not supposed to have a blade, this is a good. Hey, Dwayne Letterman, good to see you, man. This is a pretty cool device. All right, this is an old Spyderco, and I forget which model it's called. I think it may be the. Um, I couldn't find a good information about it because I think it's from back around '93. I'm thinking. Um, so uh, about 30 something years old. Um, but and I don't even remember where I got it. Um, but I probably saw a movie back then where they had a Spyderco, and I was like, "Oh, that looks cool. I need to get me a Spyderco." Uh, so this one has been, and I don't know how I haven't broken it over the years. If you can see, it has a lot of character. Not only that, I lost it outside and found it later, and then when I worked in a machine shop, I used a sandblaster on it and cleaned it up what I could. It's pinned, so this is not one that would have come apart, but that one stays in the collection. It's been around a long time. I've had this knife longer than I've been married, and I've been married 26 years. So, all right, let's see what else. These kind of go together, so let's put those like that. There should be one more. Hmm. Hmm. I have I have a missing knife now, and I don't know where it's at. And that's aggravating. Hang on just a second. Do y'all ever have a missing knife? One that just hides from you for a few minutes, and now it's going to aggravate me until I find it. And it may well be here on the table somewhere, and I'm just overlooking it. Or it may not be here. Oh well. All right. This one go here. Should that one go here too? All right. This is another knife. This is another knife that I've had for a very long time. Just I think it's a sodbuster style knife, and this one looks like it's I think it's called I think it's Kissing Cranes, but I'm not sure on that one. I am not into the traditional pocket knives so much anymore, although I have a plethora of them that have been given to me. Um, and But this is what I started out with because, well, that's what they had. Um, so that's very old as well, and another one that will stay in the collection because I carried it a good bit back in the day. Ramsey, or let's see, MK Ultra had something that got blown, either a tire or an engine. I'm not sure which, probably. But hope everything's going well with you, Miranda. Ramsey says, I got one cheapish grill coming in, and I'm broken. Ramsey says, check out MK Ultra, otherwise known as Miranda here. All right. So let's look at some other ones. Now, this is the one that I showed last live, I believe. This is one of the Tangram knives that when some years ago I needed a new pocket knife. This is one that I chose, and I think they run about $30 off of Amazon, or they did at the time, thereabouts. Dog one's yeah, dog one's seeing some stuff on the table there. So this is one of the ones that I got. Now I have to admit, these are not all of my knives. There's a few that are in there. One I have still have a couple that are disassembled that are being modified and have been for some time. This is another one of the Tangram knives that I got. Didn't like it as much, but again, Tangram is a sub brand of Kaiser, and these are just not very expensive liner locks, but they work just fine and did the job, or did the job that I wanted them to do for quite a while there. All right, let's see. I believe this one, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that I got. It was either this one or this one here, and I can't remember which, that I got while I was out in um, Washington State when I flew out there and had to leave my pocket knives behind. I believe one of these was that knife. This is just a bare edge, bare cutlery, um, just a little inexpensive pocket knife. Tip down only, so that's not good. Same for this one. This is a Gerber. Um, it's not great either. But I think a lot of us probably went through a time period where we were, uh, we wanted knives. We thought knives were cool, and that's what was available to us, or at least in our minds. All right, let's see. Okay, Ultra says tire. Engine was 2 months ago. That's not good. Oh man, very not cool. Robert Jones, Miranda, welcome to Everyday Crew. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing that. Replicant EDC, thank you for being here. Do appreciate you. All right, let's see here. And yes, this was another one that I had before I really got into knives. This one's this one's seen a little bit of wear and tear. And again, this is a tip down only. Um, but you know, it was a cutting utensil. I grew up on a farm, so having a having a knife was something that my grandpa had. Um, you know, one of the folding knives. So, um, and one of like a slip joint knife is what I'm trying to say. So that was one of the first ones I can remember buying for myself was one of these little tiny um, tiny slip joints with multiple blades. All right, and then when I did get into um, knives, this was one of the first ones that I got. Um, QSP Penguin. Now this one's been modded. I had a friend that did an acid wash on the blade. I actually dyed the scales a little bit darker, and then also heat anodized the uh, pocket clip there. So this one's just one that, hey, it's an inexpensive little knife, and we're going to, get it and then do some playing with it. So that was that was my first penguin. I actually have another penguin that I think is in the, and I'm gonna have to go get more knives. I've got knives on the I've got knives on the table in there that I do my reviews with. So y'all hang on just a second. I'm going to grab those. Meant to do that earlier too. Okay, maybe maybe I possibly have more than I counted up while ago. I think I said 60. It may be a few more than that. Um, but I do want to add this one to that collection, and it's still aggravating me. I can't. I don't know where the other one is. All right, let's see. Ramsey says I need an XL penguin. I have a custom regular, but too small for me. Dog one says been driving a Jeep with a nail stuck full of a can of Fix-A-Flat inside 11 months, about 6,000 miles. Well, if it's not leaking now, ah. Miranda says I travel a minimum of 2,000 miles a week up to 3,800. So, give how much I drive, it's bound to happen. Just got to roll with it. Yep. I used to. I had a job where I had to travel a lot. Um, and in fact, for a while, I would drive about 6 hours out to um, one way on Mondays out to New Bern, North Carolina, which is out close to the Outer Banks, and then I would drive back um, home on Friday. Now, and then turn right around on Monday and drive back. Um, but most of the time I had a rental car for that. Well, Patty says, I like the blade on that penguin. Yeah, he did a pretty good job on that. Chicken fried steak, thanks for being here. That's right. It's the penguin mods, it individualizes, it makes it cool, in my opinion. Flipper penguin is pretty dope. Uh, yeah, I can see where that would probably be the case, and I have. Let's see. No, the one I have is not a. The other one I have is just a regular thumb stud as well. All right, let's see. Let me keep going, or we're not going to get through this. And I'm still aggravated. All right, because I can't find that one knife. Um, this is another one that I got early on. This is a CJRB. Uh, and I'm forgetting Tylos. No, I cannot remember. I can't remember the name of it now. I think it's Tylos or something like that. Y'all correct me if you're aware of this model. And I did a little modifying on this one as well. Took it off and stone washed it because it was a satin blade. See now using the knife now. You're not trying to be good now. See, all right. Let's see. We'll just go ahead and get these ones that I have on the table here. This is one I actually picked up at Blade Show. This is the O knife. This is the U1 Ultra. It is my only knife with crystallized titanium, and it's actually pretty cool. Little flipper, little just a nice little utility blade. So I've got a little bit bigger brother to it. Mick Ranger, thanks for being here. A little bit bigger brother to it here. This is the U1 Pro, and this one's actually sent to me by O Knife to check out. This is a crossbar one that has a cool little bit driver in the handle. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the bit driver's button lock, and this one is good deal, Mick Ranger. So finally back up on my feet. That's a good thing, man. So this is pretty cool. I did a disassembly and cleaning of this one today. Y'all go please check that out because for some reason it ain't doing well. The last I looked, and it's granted, it's not one of our usual knives, but hey, it's still sort of kind of cool. Edge Time, thank you for being here. All right, this is one I actually picked up in a store that sells secondhand stuff, and it's interesting. Irfin Grow, just a big beefy knife. I did have to take and soften some of the edges because it had a lot of unrefined edges. Um, but that's just a very big, inexpensive knife, and surprisingly seems to be pretty well built. All right, now for these are some of my Ozark Trails. This one is actually, I think this one came from Ryan Crow. He can't remember apparently either, so we're gonna guess it came from him. If he can put a mirror edge on a D2, I assume D2 Ozark Trail, then that may be him. That's one that I got from him. This is actually the first one I got, and this was when was it 2 or 3 years ago the craze hit about having um, a Ozark Trail, pretty cool bug out looking knife for, was it $10 from Walmart, and they were you couldn't find them. I got this one, and a couple more from a local Walmart. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is still my most viewed video, a disassembling cleaning where I got aggravated with taking it apart. Henry G, thank you for being here. So that's the crazy part. I think I have earned enough on that one video to buy the knife, from what I saw on my earnings on YouTube. I earned enough from that video to buy this knife, if that tells you anything. All right, so that one's still pretty cool little knife. And then I also got this one. This one actually got sent to me by Mr. Eddie. So I got the white version of it. I also have a black version. I do not know where that knife is. It may appear here later on, because I may have put it in the wrong pile, but I do not know where it's at, and that's the one that's aggravating me because I don't know. And then, so a little while later, hey Fred the Lug, Met was here earlier, Marco. I'm doing well, Fred. Hope you are. Hope you and your family are well. So this is the $20 Ozark Trail. Now, the first one that I got of this model was not good. The action was horrible, and I ended up sending it back and went and picked up another one. And this one's actually pretty good. This is the upgraded version. Has the coated blade and the aluminum scales. So, not a great knife, but something fun to play with. All right, now these next three. Okay, so we've already done that one. These next three were actually ones that I have won from various and sundry places. This one's actually I won from Clayton on his live a few weeks ago, and this one was actually donated by Miranda Keith. So thanks to Miranda, if she's still around. This one was a win from Duty's Daggers. I won a few months ago, and this one was actually a win from Luke, from Mark on Luke 10 Tags. So those are the ones that I have. Some of the ones that I've won. I have a few more that I have to show here in a few minutes. Now, this is the first raccoon that I've actually had on the channel, I believe. It's the first one that I've owned. So I've had the porcupine, but not the raccoon. And these two, my wife and I were actually just driving up in the mountains. The mountains aren't too far away, so we were driving up there, and there is over in Opp, Georgia. That's the mountains of northeastern Georgia, where there are mountains up there. This was in the knife shop there. There's a pretty cool knife shop, or at least it was. I think it's Culpeper Supply. I've actually seen them at Blade, but they do a lot of knife supply. I got this one, and I also got the Open L. Now, from what I understand, your collection may not be complete without an Open L. So if you don't have one in your collection, you just go ahead and get you one, because from what I understand, it's not complete without that. So just letting you know, these are the coolest things though. You lock that in, and she locks solid, and you close it, and you can lock it back to keep it from coming open. So very cool. Get you one if you don't have it. Okay. And then this is a Gonzo Firebird. and I tried to sell this one time and was told that it was a clone. Supposedly, it's a clone of this, and I can see some similarities there, but I wouldn't call that a clone because there's nothing. This just it's yeah, just yeah, not the same. All right, so there's that. Set that off to the side. This is one of the devices that I carried for years as well. Little Leatherman Micro, carried that um, for a good long time. In fact, I had several of them. I think I may have even broken one, but just a little handy knife. And I've got other multi tools that I carried as well, and I'm not going to bring all those out. All right, little SOG key knife, um, little lock back, carried on my keys for a very long time. Not right now because I got another little cool little device that my son-in-law gave me. That's on my keys now. All right, let's go over the knives that are currently in my um, comparison videos. And some of these have been around for a good while, and um, some of them have some story behind them too. All right. Now this one I don't have. This is actually not mine. This is the one one of my friends that was on the live last week, actually uh, loaned me to do a review of. This is the is SE Expat Medellin 2, that's apparently very popular. Fred, have a good one, man. Appreciate you coming by and get some sleep. That is some billboarding, isn't it, Mo Patty? It absolutely is. Um, and in fact, my friend said there was apparently some complaints online about the billboarding, and he says just use your knife, it'll rub off. But yeah, it's got some billboarding for sure. All right, so all right, let's go through these. This was actually a gift. My wife got me this one. And so this is one that stays in the collection, and this is one that I don't carry a whole lot, but is a good size comparison knife because it's to me it's on the smaller side of what I would usually carry. There is no need for that much on a blade, absolutely. But this is one of the few coated blades that I had for a while. On the edge, man. Hope you get to feeling better. And I think Mick's back's still bothering him. All right, this one actually is one of the knives that I got while we were on vacation. I tried to pick up a knife, and this one was actually bought from Ruff's Saddle Shop down close to Orlando, Florida. They were tried to find knife shops in for Orlando, and this was one of the only places that I found that had what I considered to be a good collection of knives, and ended up getting the 940, and it has broken in quite well. I like it. It's a neat little knife. So that's a memento that again gets to stay around. I've had this one for quite a while as well. This one is a CGRB pyrite, and this has been the one that I've had on the table for a while. I just got some knives in from a certain someone, and I just had the idea like yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I could put this in my giveaways and use one that that I got in as one of the channel knives. So we may be doing that. But again, pretty cool knife here. Um, has a lot going for it, in my opinion, with the opening hole, with the forward choil, and with the blade shape. That's you'll notice that there's a lot of that's the way to do it. Yeah, in fact you said that, and I didn't even think about it, and then I got to thinking about it, and I said, you know what, that one, yeah, I think I like that idea. So that's probably what's going to happen. But these are cool little knives, and this was I think I got that one on pretty early on. Um, McRanger said the Pirate button lock stainless steel was a knife that kicked off my knife madness. So see, these things have history, even if they're not expensive knives. A lot of it's history. It's like old age. Watch it. Look at me. You hear me, Bo Petty? Here I am, the second time having a knife in hand. Oh man, I have never had gout on my hand that I know of. I've had it in my feet, but man, drink you some lots of tart cherry juice, man. Um, so this is my other penguin, and it's pretty cool. And actually, Mr. Eddie sent me this one to because I got to blade show or tactical blade show over at CanCon early and picked him up um, a Biku, I think it was. And I'm not a doctor there, dog one, but I try to drink tart cherry juice every day. It's got something in it to help try to keep the purine levels down, or get rid of those crystals that form. But this one's like an upgraded penguin. It's got Vanex or Lmax. This is Lmax, and then it's got those glow scales on it. And Mr. Eddie sent that one to me as a gift for uh, getting that hypercut, going in and getting that for him. Oh yeah, I try to do the tart cherry juice to keep down on it, keep it keep it from coming back because it's no fun, and I don't like taking that allopurinol. Dog wants his pyrite was a feels like quality. Yeah, it's a neat little knife. It's a solid knife. All right, speaking of budget knives, again, this is the Miguron Morial, and kid you not, to me it looks like a SPK Lamia. Um, just the general overall look to it, and but it's a really cool knife. You got the classic um, opening hole, and just a cool little knife. A forward choil, fits good in hand. I think this was another one of those knives. It was like $30 or something like that. Blue Minotti, thank you, sir. Do appreciate it. He sent One Help with Gadgets gift membership, and that membership was received by Henry G. And I think Henry G's been in here this evening. There's Thomas Gates. Thank you for being here, blessed EDC. Roger Baker, I don't think I've said hello to you either. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. Now, here's another cool thing. Look at the lock bar access to this thing. This is a budget knife. Bob Tislam, thank you for being here. Blue Minotti, thank you for being here, and I appreciate you, man. Um, but this is a budget knife. But they did such a good job with the access to the lock bar. It's not that hard. I don't understand why some knife makers make you fight to close a knife, to disengage the lock. But anywho, somehow my cord got across there. All right, so that's the Miguel Memorial. All right, then we have one of my two um, Spyderco Manix lightweights. I have a blue one that's this one's S110V, and then this one's Spy 27. This one's for sale. I'll show you the ones that I have, or the knives that I'm ready to move. Um, I'll show those here in just a minute, but I wanted to show both of these together, and I'll put this back in this other stack. Um, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like the Manix, and I'm thinking about getting a get some custom scales for it, but I hadn't done that yet. Um, I've toyed with the idea. I may not yet. This one is a Griptilian that I actually bought from Mr. Eddie, and so it's pretty cool. That one is, again, that's one of the ones that I have on my Pearson table, and then the Sage 6, the button lock with the S30V, and I think I actually like it better than the PM or Para 3, and that's probably not going to be something that everybody agrees with. So there's those. All right, messing with my thing there. All right. I seem to be talking a lot more than usual tonight. All right, let's go ahead and put these out and then take them off one by one. These are the ones that if you see something you're interested in, message me. It may or may not be for sale. I've got to talk to someone about one of these to see if they're still interested in. All right. I didn't plan this good because I have ha. All right. So these, if you I can buy no more. Like bank is laughing at me. Looking to see if I missed anything. I see nothing. All right. This is a this is a now I've got these in the way. All right. I've got to move stuff here so I can have my elbow prop. Else we're going to be you guys are going to be looking at knives that are shaking in the wind because I'm trying to hold up a a knife and keep it still. That's hard enough without having a brace there. So this is the Tuya Voodoo, and it's a David. No, somebody Freeman. Can't remember. It's a it's a design. Um, but pretty cool knife that Mr. Eddie actually did a uh, acid wash the blade, tumbled the blade, and then I did an anodization on it. And so pretty cool little knife. Actually, it's on the larger side, but still, nonetheless, it's a cool knife. I haven't done these yet, and I've got to remember to do those. So those are going to be sitting up there. I still got fixed blades to do. Oh my goodness! All right, so this is that was the Tuya Voodoo. This is a um, Curtis Knobs F3. This is the Warney medium Warney, and pretty neat little knife. Actually bought this one from Mr. Eddie as well. This is in Magna Cut, and again, it's got that blade shape that I like with a forward choil. I just don't carry it that much for some reason, and um, it's got some great um, access to the lock bar. All right, Mo Patty, be careful now. It's late at night for people to be messing around your house. Although I'm sure you're probably it's all good, but yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this knife. I never carry it. This is one of my three Vulcan knives. This is actually a plunge lock, actually a really well done plunge lock, and it's been in Magna Cut, um, but it's been modified by me. I did the anodization on it and on some of my lives. Um, it probably needs to be picked up. Probably needs to be been here. Okay, all right, good deal. Um, it probably needs to be redone, and I should do a better job. But I'm afraid I'll mess up the edges there because I got that color blue awesome, and then the blue down in there, and then uh, I may just polish these off and have it a black like a um, raw color, raw titanium color. But pretty well done button lock there, and it's got a carbon fiber backspacer. It's a cool knife, but that one may be gone. I'm not sure. And then you guys saw this Manix Spy 27. All right, let's see. This is a Vosteed Thunderbeast, and it's an awesome little knife. And I say little, it's not little. Um, and I actually put skiffs in it. It has a huge pivot. I think if you look at the disassembling cleaning um, disassembling cleaning video, you'll kind of see that. But Patty says little native for the win. Um, is that a compression lock or is that a backspacer? Lonnie Milton says send that one, Tommy. And I guess you're talking about the Thunder Beast. Uh, you interested in that one, Milton? All right, this one is a Microtech MSI, and I actually I've got the original goat scales. I can deal with compression. I can deal with the backlock, but those usually don't have very good action. Baptism says the only thing I don't like about my Thunder Beast is the lock has a bit of noise to it. Is it loose, Baptism? So this one's back together. I took the original goat scales off because usually those don't sell very well if you have them, and they were uh, coated aluminum, which did not hold up very well. But these scales are almost new, so I got it back to stock, and it's pretty cool. I'll be up close to. I should go really close to Microtech's uh, showroom and factory, whatever it is, assembly plant here next in a few days. So, all right, this is a PM2. This is actually the um, Trade and Lock and Key exclusive with the um, LMAX and the marble carbon fiber that I bought from Mr. Eddie. Traded something like that, and actually had the little um, bead that has that Freyden safe on it. So thought that was pretty cool. All right, let's see what else is here. This is the Vosteed Croc. This is the smaller version, the 2.99 inch uh, blade and the copper coloring in the copper Damascus or whatever it's called. This is a pretty neat knife. It's a little bit on the smaller side for me, but it nonetheless is cool. And again, love the blade shape, love the forward choil, and I haven't checked out the larger version yet. No problem, dog one. Um, I'm not complaining. It's not the most elaborate, but some of them have stories. Some of them don't. Some of them just ones that I've bought. This is the Orbital Knives Callisto, and I'm shocked that I've remembered names here, um, and not forgotten anything majorly, except for that one. And I'm not sure that I said the right name on it, but it's that CGRB that I started off with. Um, this is the smaller Callisto. They make a larger one, and I want to check that one out. This one's on again a little bit on the small side, um, but nonetheless a really neat little knife. And he did a lot very well with this knife. Not a very expensive knife, and pocket clip just really good. Really good pocket clip. All right, and this is the um, Monterey Bay Knives Wolverine. There is another version that I can't remember the name of. It's a little bit bigger than this. And then there's also more recently he has a honey badger, which I think I like even better than this. And then I did the anodization on the scales there. Um, the crazy thing is I got this because well when I it was one of the ones from Fred, and there was no edge on it. The it was just horrible. Um, so I bought it from him and put an edge on it. So I don't dislike this knife. It's a cool little knife. Um, but I never carry this one either. J1 J1 Doobie says I have the black and red Damascus Callisto. Cool knife, even though it uh, sliced my thumb with it. You can't be doing that, J1. All right. And then this one, if you guys were here early on, whoops, if you guys were here early on, you on the channel, you saw that I used to have this one on a comparison, and I don't think I found a knife. I may have found one that was smaller than this knife. Well, shorter. That's the height on this one's crazy. Um, Bob Tism says the Vanker lock I have has a contact point on the Thunderbeast that makes a high pitched grinding noise when I flick it open. This one, what did I do with it? No, this one's pretty smooth. That stinks. I would Baptism, I would contact Vosteed on that. They might help you out there. This little knife I actually uh did some anodization with it. It's got a little bit of a fade to it. Um it surprisingly feels pretty comfortable in hand. Uh and it's flickable. It's a Kaiser Cyberblade, and it's in S35 VN. So, and it has a glass breaker on the end of it. So, pretty cool little knife. All right, let's get the next ones out. And let me get two from back here. I need to I need to pick two out. of the. All right. So this one here, or these four here, are the ones that my daughter have gotten for me over the years. She knows I like knives, and so these are ones that she has picked up for me. Now this one's actually a Richard Rogers design. This is the Montosa, and pretty cool little knife. Very much shaped like the Slim Utility, and yep, this one's pretty cool. Trish probably likes this one. It's got purple on it, but this is one that stays in the collection. The other one is this is a Kubi Titius, and I've actually anodized that one purple as well. So this one this one's very comfortable. So don't carry it a lot, but again, this is one special to me simply because my daughter got it for me. And then she surprised me with this one time. It's actually got it's got my initials there on the bolster, and it's just it's a little lockback. James Hoyt, thank you for being here. But again, this one's special to me just again because she got it for me. It's got the scroll work on it or whatever it's called. Lots of jimpings and such of that. Um, but that one's cool. And then she got me this one because she thought it looked really nice. Now, I don't think that she ever really expected me to to use it. She just thought it was cool. And again, this one's just is crazy. I mean, I think she was probably scrolling Etsy and got it for me. So as you can see, this you can just it's if you get it right, you can just flip that open like that, and it came in its own nice little sheath because it's not got a it's not got a pocket clip on it. But again, it just because it's not a not a knife that I wouldn't carry, it doesn't mean it's not special. And you guys probably have similar knives that they mean something to you, even if they're not expensive knives. They're cool and they have sentimental value. So the SE Knife Monkey, the ones that were the whole previous group, um, remind me, and I can send you a picture of them. All right, let's see. Let's do the fixed blades right quick because um, then we'll get to the big case. And here it is already 10:30. All right, so let me pull these out. All right, Jim Cox said, "Hurry up." All right, let's see here. Hmm. Now, this does not include my wife's 6 knives that she has either, because I was telling her she needed some more knives, trying to give her a knife that to change things up, and she was like, "I've got 6." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" That is a Caius. Um, she's like, "What are you talking?" I said, "What are you talking about? 6?" And she's like, "I've got 2 fixed blades," and apparently she uses one of them at work all the time for doing stuff. She's got 2 OTFs. She's got um, she's got another one that's got a Damascus blade, and she's got um, her favorite knife is one of the Um, it's one of the ones from Harbor Freight. She just likes it. It's a flipper, and she actuates it just fine, and that's the one she carries a lot. So I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, this is the Asher Little Buddy. This was a blim, and I don't know why, but it's S90V. I got that from Asher here, not I guess it's been a couple of years now, but pretty cool, pretty cool little knife. There it goes. All right, and this would be my first fixed blade of the group, and I think I got this one at my first. I'm pretty sure it was my first blade show. Um, this is Artisan Cutlery Sea Snake. Um, and I also picked up a Ulti Clip while I was there. So there's that. And then this is a Kaiser Milital fixed blade, and I won that from Rob's Nerdy Knives. So I've carried that one some as well. It's on the larger side to me for what a EDC knife would be, but it's pretty cool. Got jimping here as well as here. Fits really well in hand. Um, it's got a nice um, wait a minute. That's why stuff's not working right. Put the wrong sheath back. So this is the one for the Melitol. And then this one is actually Burning Stables Forge, and I just stuck this little lanyard on it to try it because it is it is it is a 3.5 finger, 4 finger grip, but this is the Burning Stables Forge Caius, and he made it really cool for me, orange and black. Got that Clemson orange colors in it, orange backspacer, and then that orange diagonal on it, and just looks really cool. Jimping on this is really nice, and from what I understand, if y'all heard him fussing about this knife, this is his first stonewash blade, and also the first um, Burning Stables Forge tested for hardness knife. So this is pretty cool. And the jimping is just awesome. But yes, he did a really good job with that. I've got the sheath on, or I would show that to you. But it's not. It doesn't have clips on it, so um, it's got a leather loop, so I can't take that off right now. All right, how am I going to do this? Hmm. Okay, I guess I'm just going to be sitting here to the side because I can't think of any way to do this without it being nuts. All right. So I guess what I'm going to do is try to do one row at a time here. Although, let's see here. Maybe not, because I need to pair some things up here. These will be ones that are probably are a little more expensive. Well, not probably on some of these. Some of these are a good bit more expensive. Not all of them, because again, Some of them are going to be ones that I have uh, for reasons, sentimental reasons. All right. Dog wants his burning was a happy surprise this year. I got the leather Illuminati. James Hoyt says really like Clayton's Motley as well. Brian White's getting one. Compound Grand Modified Tanto looks sick. Miranda says today on Let's Make a Knife. I wasn't much more than that dog one, and it does depend on the materials, and it also depends on if you get a Kydex or leather sheath. Fourth front left. Fourth front left. This one here, yeah, we'll go over in a second. We'll go over it in a few. I'm going to try to keep these as organized as I can. They're still not going to be super organized, and I'm going to switch some of them up here. And let's see here. And some of these are budgets. Some of them are more. All right, this is the Swiss Army Ranger, I think is the name of it. And again, this is just a neat like a bushcrafting knife. Has this actually locks, but it's a Swiss Army, and uh I had a lot of Swiss Army knives growing up as well. So I thought this was the coolest thing. It's a locking Swiss Army knife. And then it also has cool things like this saw on it where you can saw if you need to. So yes, that's cool. All right, this is the one that I won from Metal Complex. This is the Kaiser Mithril, and it's pretty stinking cool. Didn't think I was gonna like that one. It's my first knife with DLC, so I'm trying to see how well that DLC holds up. This is actually the BCXI. This is BEDC's knife. Actually, I got it from him at Blade Show to do a review of, and then he asked me if I wanted to purchase it, and I liked it so well, and I liked the coloring because it's orange and black, that I decided to go ahead and get it. So this is probably the pointiest knife that I have. And Tuya actually did a really good job with this knife, so I like that. All right, this is one of the most underrated knives in my opinion. This is the Asher A-Lock, and I don't normally like button locks. I mean, thumb studs. I like button locks. This is actually a lock, which is a top liner lock. But I don't normally like thumb studs, but I like this. It opens with authority. So I like that. Can you tell us the price? Price for what there, SE Knife Monkey? I do not. I that I do not know. That for a lot of these things, I can't remember exactly which one. For the and I don't remember exactly how much it was for the even the fixie, because I ended up getting the leather after the fact. So I paid for that separately. This is a North Mountain, or excuse me, a North Arm Sky High. Autism said bought a Way of Knife one custom A-lock at Blade Show, and I'm disappointed that I didn't get to meet you, Bob Tism. I did not find that booth, by the way. So this is the North Arm Sky High, and this one is actually one of the ones with the milling on the blade, which I don't know why, but it's just something that I love in a knife. I like seeing those milling marks on a knife. All right, so there's that one. All right, this one is this is a TRM Bulldog. This is Rev B, and this one was actually picked up while on another one of my vacation knives. This one was actually picked up from TRM because I visited my wife and I visited TRM. Fred and Hayden were there as well, but picked this one up at TRM. Had a very cool visit with the folks there, and then got to go in the shop and find a knife and get some scales, different scales that I wanted, and all kinds of stuff. So very cool, um, and I like that knife a lot too. Then we've got yeah, ABW ish. This is my this was actually my first Vulcan knife, and it came with a very huge flipper that Mark had made. It was actually a gift from Mark, and it was a surprise. Mr. Eddie coordinated that, and he told me that the flipper was not something that it was just something he tried out, and if I wanted him to, he would take that off, and I ended up wanting to use this knife, and as it was, a lot of times it was very easy to deploy the knife in pocket the way it was. So he did. I sent it back to him, and he took the big flipper off, left just a little bit there, so you can still flip it. Um, but he also put this choil in right here so that it fits very well in hand. Um, so that was my first Vulcan, and then I picked this one up. And if Trish is still around, she's probably going to be mad at me again. But I picked this one up from him when this came out. Was fortunate enough to see it and say, "Hey, please send me that knife." This is a very snappy knife, very cool knife. All right. Speaking of ABW, and this is not the only ABW I have. Michael and Carrie at American Blade Works are both really cool people, and I have currently have 3 ABW knives. This, of course, is his little Slippy, made with Magna Cut. Just a cool little snappy slip joint with I actually have a slip made by um, Grizzleberry Leathercraft. And then yes, this is the Model 1 Horny. And I actually sent it back to him, and he put a slot in this for the reverse flicking. Blade centering on which one, Jim Cox? Which one are you talking about? Oh no, there's Mo Patty. She may have seen that other one. So I like the Warncliffe blade, and really like the all of them. Oh, there you go. And then this is the Otto. Now I'm normally not a fan of autos, but I still wanted to check it out, and I still want to get a Model 3, the manual Model 3, even though this is cool. And let's see, let me put that one to the side. I think I've done these two yet. I'm going to get knives mixed up if I'm not careful here. Now this doesn't have grind lines like the other one per se. This does have some milling lines uh, from some more vertical ones. But this one has some milling lines as well, but it's not as well pronounced as these here, which is really cool. And if you have an issue with ABW's knives, just contact him. They're awesome people, um, and really nice folks. All right, let's see here. Got a couple of more on this stack. We have the um, Concept Thoth. This one is got a cool thing about it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but right there, you can see the Sparrow logo. I was talking to, you should be able to see that. Um, I was talking to Greg Schaub at Blade Tactical last year, and was telling him that I had modified one of these. He said, "Send it to me, and I will put I'll laser the logo for you." So I was like, "All right, I'll do that." He wasn't real pleased with it, but I'm like, "It's still there. I can still see the logo, and I know this is a dark stonewash, which is just one of the things." Uh, Mr. Eddie actually modified that, and I did the anodization on it. So another one of those, not super expensive knives that you have or that you can modify. All right, let me slip that one in over here. Let's see. Oh, I still got this one. This is another one that I picked up from Mr. Eddie. This is a Jaeger, Brian Brown Jaeger, and this is actually from what I understand, this may be Parco's made it, uh, made this out of two knives, a St. Nick's and a E-Knives exclusive. So you've got the hand rub satin with the very cool scales and the Zerk clip and backspacer and uh, pivot collar. So pretty cool knife there as well. All right. Clayton, did I see? Six. All right. I don't think I may be missing some chats here. Let's see. Or else people are just watching. All right. Cool. All right. Clayton is here. Clayton, I already showed off the Caius, and I've got a lanyard on it. I need to tie me a proper one. I was just trying this one out. All right. Let's see here. I'm probably going to have to get some orange cordage and make me one. All right, let's see. Do 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 do. Kaiser is beautiful. Asher Alot. Baptism. What are we talking about? I think my uh, this is that was way back up, and somehow I was not seeing everything. How did I do what? How did I do what? Mo Patty? Jim Cox says, I see no issues. Carry on. Yeah. Bless says my issue with ABW is I don't own one. James is probably gone. Dog one says I gush in a manly manner. I guess. All right. Mo Patty says send it. Send what, Mo Patty? I'm so far behind. I have no clue what you were talking about. You'll have to let me know. That jimping's awesome, by the way. Oh, the auto. I literally have to put my nail on it. Well, it is a little bit of a depressing it in, but it's not horrible at all. Um, but again, I'm not an auto guy, but if you look at this one, this is actually first production run number 0123. So it's like, oh, yeah. All right, so okay, let's get to. I've got two more rows of knives here, and it's already 11 o'clock. I would normally be shutting down, so I guess I've been yammering. Clayton will at least recognize one of these. All right, let's put that one back. Okay. Clayton says, I'm flicking my cool wheel right now. All right, this is a Bag Knives Bodega. This is their Steelcraft series. I actually got this one from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. We were up in in Pigeon Forge area, and I picked this one up. It actually came with tan scales, and I didn't like that, so it got dyed to a blue there. So this was another one of those knives that I got while on vacation. So that's not an expensive knife. So it doesn't. When I say I like to get knives on vacation, doesn't mean I get super expensive ones either. This one is actually the one I won off of. And as I say this, I'm realizing I've won a few of these giveaways over the years. Um, but this is a Griptilian that I won from Zach Stuff, and I had a set of Death Grip scales, and I put it on there. So this is pretty cool. So uh, that's my Griptilian. This is my Kaiser Milital, and I still think it's one of Kaiser's best reverse flicking knives that I have tried. It is, well, it's extremely broken in. Yeah, the vacation knife buying is standard. That's for me. It is what it is. Um, but again, this is just the action on this is awesome. So I got that one. That one's actually a White Mountain Knives exclusive, and that is the blue. What is it? Forget what they call the material. It's a kind of micarta. Now this one here is a one track mind ire, and that one was purchased with um, Father's Day money from my daughter and wife blade show last year, and I had no intentions on buying this knife, and just happened to run across, and he had like 2 left, and so I picked it up. No, none of these are for sale, Knife Monkey. None of these. These are ones that are a lot of these just these will be staying in the collection. I don't think any, probably none of the ones that are in my box, probably none of the ones in my box go anywhere. And these are all the, I'm sitting here with the box now, so this one was actually, I went with my son-in-law to Knoxville, Tennessee, to pick up a vehicle that he purchased, and we stopped by Smoky Mountain Knife. See, if we go past Smoky Mountain Knife Works, it's like an automatic. Yeah, I got to stop in there. I mean, it's you go by. You go by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. You got to stop by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Dan Stan, thank you, sir. It does have some heavy stonewash on it, doesn't it? Um, and I'm probably missing some of your comments. I apologize for that. But this is actually a, what is this? Uh, I've been doing so good on the names. This is a Mormalia. Um, so this is don't miss, you can't miss the opportunity. Smoky Mountain, absolutely. So this is a Mormalia. Again, a knife shape, blade shape that I like. Forward choil and front flipper and the thumb stud. Again, not a super fan of the thumb stud, but it reverse flicks off of it pretty good too. So there's that. That's another one of the that was just I happened to go by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. All right, this is the Cool Whale, the Remet Cool Whale that I actually picked up one at the same time that Clayton picked one up at Blade Show. We were standing looking at the Remet table, and for some reason this knife caught both our eyes, and haha, dog once said bought that Swags as my 6th knife back in the hobby. Very cool. See, it's these knives that aren't that expensive that they have good memories. So this is the Cool Whale. This one I won from, forget who I won it from, but it was actually a DSKFS from Marco. So this is the Best Tech. Um, I forgot the name of it. It's a Best Tech Airstream. I think it's what it's called. Something like that. But I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so I think that's the first. I don't think it was War Room. It may have been War Room. That was really your knife, Kelly. Oh, cool. It may have been War Room, but that Marco guy passed it on to me, which I thought was really nice. So that was that one's another one in the box. This one, this was actually before I got started with my channel. So some of this stuff, when I say I got it on vacation, some of this was quite some time ago. No, I don't see any rust spots on mine, Clayton. I think it's just your climate down there with the salty air. See, and I'm learning stuff. I'm learning stuff from going through this. You guys are remembering stuff, and see, it's cool. So this will be a fun one to look back on later on, maybe. There's a good possibility, Kelly. So this one came from E-Knives. We vacationed in Chattanooga, and I think this was 2001. We were, going through all the stuff that everybody was going through at that time, and we went to Chattanooga, and I went to several of the, or I tried to go to several of them. I ended up with just being able to go to uh, E-Knives, and I thought we were going to Knives Ship Free the next day, but they ended up not opening. So I tried to go back to uh, E-Knives and get this, and they were already closed. So I ended up ordering it from E-Knives, but it got home not too long after, um, not too long after I did. So that was one of the trips with the grand boy. So this is uh, one of my vacation knives. All right, this is a highly modified um, Kaiser Sparrow, and again, this is a great flicking knife, um, but it's been modified. It got mostly deflippered. I can't even get to the flipper now, and then anodized by me, and I'm still not super happy with the anodization, but still a cool little knife. All right, and then this is the Kaiser. Wait, what was the black red one? I think it's a Bestech Airstream. Is that right, you guys? Airstream, I think is what the name of it is. I think. And y'all yell at me, ask me questions. Yes, that's the Airstream. Kelly verified. I bought it back in 2022. And this is the Kaiser Aura. This was the gift knife when I went to the Kaiser dinner this year at Blade Show. Has a really cool backspacer that glows. But this is actually the same designer that makes the Militao. Uh, yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to set these up, and then I'm going to put this box down and turn and face the table here and go over these because my back's getting tired of sitting like this. Clayton likes to yell for some reason. It's just his thing. He's not he's a boisterous person. That's it, boisterous. These are probably some of these are the more expensive knives in my collection, and that doesn't mean that I paid for them. And some of them are very much not expensive knives. This is a handmade knife from Clark Customs, a gentleman named Jason Clark. There's his there's his logo there. The guy does amazing work. Look at the crosshatch on the flipper on the lock bar. This is there's the flipper there. It's also on the front flipper. Boisterous, not boisterous, boisterous. But very cool knife, very cool guy. Brown Sugar, thank you for being here, ma'am. Do appreciate it. So that one's pretty cool. I like that one. I carry that one a good bit. It usually resides in a slip that came with it, and it usually rides right front pocket. So that one's pretty cool. Now, you guys, I don't know if you recognize this knife or not, but this was actually a birthday gift from TKE, Mr. Eddie, Milton, and Carco, and it came to me disassembled with all the parts wrapped up in tape. And I think he used like an entire roll of tape. So you guys got to check me out. Removing parts from this tape ball, and putting it together. They thought that was hilarious. I didn't think it was that funny, but they did. But this is a Katsu, and I don't know what the model number is. But that was an interesting occurrence. All right. This one was I think this was actually the first knife that was given to me from a knife designer, knife maker. Liang Ma gave me this 2 or 3. I had just started my channel, so this was like over 3 years ago, I guess now. But I was chatting with him at Blade Show, and so that's my first knife manufacturer knife that was given to me. And I also bought this one from him. This is you take the EFD, that's the binary, and this is I think that's the binary, and this is the EFD, Everyday Field Duty. This was I actually said this was my budget knife of the year here, last year. So this one's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Dog One says I like the Liang Ma budget line. This knife I just got in yesterday, this week, Monday, Tuesday, not Wednesday. But this is the Cancept strip. Cancept is killing it right now, guys. They're making some very cool designs, and I really like this. By the way, my finger is not that is not from a cut. I actually pinched it quite nicely on a lawnmower handle that folds over Monday. So I'm just trying to keep from busting a blood blister. But anyway, this is awesome. I am really enjoying this this knife. Action on it is great. Let's see if I can do this. I actually did it walking and flicking. So I thought that was pretty neat. And speaking of Cancept, this is the Cancept Main Street, and this is one that Cancept sent me to review. I also have a knife from Concept to give away. So they sent me 2 knives, and one of them is actually a giveaway knife. So you'll see that here in a bit. So I liked it so much, I ordered another one. That's one of the knives that's slowly making its way up and down the East Coast several times. Um, but it's actually a top liner lock version, um, with uh, some really cool milling. Did I blip? I saw something go on over here, but it looks like I'm still on. But the Main Street is a classic. Dirk Pinkerton design. Um, I'm not a huge fan of the Lightning Anno, but it still looks cool. And then with the Damascus blade there, very cool. This one is a Arno Bernard Amamba. I actually bought this knife, sold it to Mr. Eddie. Uh, I think he sold it to Mom, and um, I think Mom sold it to Carco, and I think I got it from Carco. I think that's how it went. Anyhow, it's a well traveled knife, and I missed the knife and ended up getting it back. So um, that's uh, that's my that was my first South African knife. This is a buck 110, and TKE actually gifted this to me. And I put this thumb study thing on, but it doesn't work real good for that. But this is like a classic. This is a very sharp pocket knife, and I really appreciate TKE gifting that to me. Just a really neat gift. It looks like it's an older one, and it's cool. It's cool to have. Let's see here. All right, this one here. This is a Artie Blades Spectre. Oh, this is an Artie Blades Spectre. Good friend of mine named Terry um, actually gifted me this knife. Just sent it to me and said, "Hey, no." He asked me if I was interested. I said, "Man, I can't afford that," because I knew how much it was, and I said I can't afford it. And he said, "I didn't ask you if you could afford it. I asked you if you wanted it." And he sent it to me and told me that it had to be carried and used, and I carry it and use it. Um, but this one's pretty cool. I actually talked to Danny, he's the guy from RD Blades, and I actually scratched it up really bad and took it apart and tumbled it. And he liked the tumbling job that I did on it. Um, he said he liked it better than his. So um, it's a very cool knife that stays in the collection. It was a gift, and that's just the way it is. And then this one is like this is the one I got at Blade this year, and I carry and use it too. And I had no plans to get this knife at Blade. I was actually looking at something else, um, and ended up stopping by Heracus Bloomerus's table. I had seen him last year, and in fact, he gave me a keychain. It was like a bottle opener keychain, little anodized titanium thing. And I was like, well, it's the only thing I'll own that he makes. Um, but my daughter gave me my Father's Day money before Blade, and my wife gave me my Father's Day plus some extra money because of some stuff I'd done helping out her mom. And so I had some money at Blade, and I was like, I had two things that I want that I looked at that I had this one thing this one knife that I looked at, and I'm like, okay, I can either get this one knife or I can break it up and get several things. So, which one is that, Robin? The rainy day blades, RD blades. This is one of his early knives, and he looked at it. I actually saw him at Blade a few years ago, and he was disappointed in his work. He'd learned things since. It's RD Blades. Danny Bradley, I think is his name. He's out of St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. But it's RD Blades. If you don't find it, you guys hit me up on Instagram. Bob tells I'm one of the first one. Okay, this Hericus Bloomerus. He's a South African maker. It's Hercucus Hericus Blomerus. Blomerus. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll send you a link to his Instagram. I stopped by and I said he said you've got one of my knives, don't you? And I'm like, listen, I don't know that I'll ever be able to afford one of your knives. And he said, I can let you have this one. And he told me the price, and I'm like, I was kind of befuddled. I'm like, this is going to take just about all the money that I brought with me. And but I'm like, man, it's flipper, it's thumb studs, you've got a front flipper, and you've got a scales that are made. If you look, there's a line right through here. It's it's camo carbon and then fat carbon. It's two different styles of carbon fiber. This is that's more fuzzy, and then that's really sharp right there. If you can see that, and with blackened titanium uh, pocket clip, zirconium scales, or zirconium pivot, and if you look, the end of the knife, it's not, you can't touch it, but it's like it's right there at the end, and it does look like Damascus, and it's what you okay. You guys see you can see I carry and use this knife. Thank you, dog one. I appreciate it. Um, I carry and use this knife. That was, I mean, that's one of the things that I have to do if I'm gonna keep a knife. Yeah, Zerk is something else. Um, so not only that, but let's see. He gave me this coin with it that I thought was really cool. Um, and then oops, and then there's his logo. So, but yeah, that's that was something I wanted to get, and so I was still torn. I didn't know whether or not I wanted to get this, and I went to the hotel and I started looking, and I'm like, you know what? This other knife that I was going to get, there's a lot of those knives, and there's not so many of these. And I had pretty much decided by the end of the night before I went to bed which one I wanted to get. So I texted him the next morning and said, "Hey, I messaged him on Instagram and said, "Hey, if you still got the knife, I'd like to pick it up, and I'm heading your way to get it." And he's like, "I'll hold it for you." So I got it, and so that one's been a really cool knife. And man, I didn't think I was going to be able to get one of his knives. So being able to pick up one of his knives, and I think to me he's one of the I don't, there's something about the South African makers that are just really cool anyways, but his stuff just I like the looks of it. And I've probably missed all kinds of stuff. But yes, Artie Blades is very cool. So this is I mean these are probably these are my more expensive knives, I would say, and I'm missing my Jason Clark. And I didn't even pay that much for this one. Um because I got it on the secondary. But I did pick up these two at Blade, and I did not end up paying for that one because my friend just sent it to me, which is unreal. Um, but those are my more expensive ones, and then I've still got the customs, the Vulcan customs, which those are still really cool too because even though they're not super expensive yet, I have a feeling his stuff is going to be expensive one day. Um, and to have I've pretty much decided I'm not going to get any of his stuff right now because like he made a post today, if you're interested in getting one of his blades, he's doing something different. He's doing almost like a lotto on the knives that he posted today. They are he's going to take everybody that's interested and draw their names. But I think this guy's going to have some really good stuff coming up too, and I'm pretty sure his stuff's going to increase in value. But so what I'm trying to say is all of this. I mean, I've got knives from from very expensive knives. I think he had this one listed for like $1,200, and I don't know how much this one is. I know what he sold it to me for. I don't know how much it was listed for. But some of these other ones, like Jason Clark, ended up cutting me a deal on this one too. But I've got knives here from $10, I think, is the lowest on up to that, and it's cool knives, and I like knives, so I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, doggone. Lots of great eye candy. Yep, and I like I like I like knives. What can I say? But I think that's most of us. All right, Blue. If you're still in, you may not be, but appreciate you, man. Thank you, and have a good night. And I think I'm about done. I do not normally talk this much, and I have been talking for I've been talking for 2 hours now. It's 11:30 already. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. No, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hang on. We got to go look and see. We got to go look and see if some folks drop their pockets over here. Y'all hang on a second. We got to go look at that. Oh, we got it. No. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. TKE. That's 718. All right. We got a couple of things to go look at. Clayton, I'm glad, sir. Have you a good one. And thank you, Clayton, for being a member of the Everyday Crew. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's go right quick like and go over here and doop and look right quick at Simmer Down. There he's yelling again. Awesome. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clayton, member for 2 months. Thank you, sir. Do appreciate it. And that was a $5 super chat. Said had a good time. Man, I appreciate you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you make a cool knife, sir. Burning Stables Force said I was in the top chat the whole time. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go. Now this is Ariston, and I forget who that is. Yell at me if you're in here. But that is a Frankenforge electrode. That was from the 18th. Was that last time? Nope, that was somebody dropped that in here Saturday. That is a cool knife. It is the Frankenforge electrode. I like that. Cool milling on the scales. Almost a full length of the blade. Opening hole. Looks like it's probably a front flipper as well. I like it. I like it. That's very cool. And then Robin Dallum dropped in a, did he say what it was? Brell's Caracote Taipei. Look at those scales. That's a neat looking knife, mister. Good picture, too. And then let's see who that is. Jim Cox. That looks like the larger version of the Vosti Croc. Some bright yellow inlays. Very cool, Mr. Cox. Yeah, I need to try the larger version there. I think that one would be mo better than this. And don't get me mad. Oh, it's a small one. Oh, the picture looked like it was a larger one. Neil McKenzie, thank you for being here, man. Who made that fix? Oh, Dobelina? No. Robin was in here a minute ago. He may be able to tell you that one. Um, dog one. All right, so that was it on the. That was it on the what was in the HWG live pocket check. Burkle's Caracote, Taipei. That's it. Burkle's Caracote, Taipei. All right, I have talked much longer than my allotted time this evening. Jim showed us all up. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. I really appreciate everybody that's hung out tonight with us, and and helped out with asking questions and all that, and really appreciate that. Made it fun. It was really fun seeing you guys react to some of the knives and saying, "Oh, that was what got me back into knives," or that was the fifth one that I got when I got back into knives, and that's the way it started for me. Is some of these knives that I showed you are the ones that I got to begin with and still have. So um, that's really cool. So I really appreciate everyone that's been hanging out tonight. Really appreciate you guys. Really enjoyed it, and this one will be one to look back on and go through. If I'm blessed to have another year and just to look back, see what I had and what I was saying about it at the time. So, all right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a good Friday and a good weekend. And don't forget, next week will be the members giveaway as well as the participant giveaway. My son-in-law did say he is planning on fixing his printer on Saturday, so he's planning on getting me some more stuff um, printed out. So that'll be. I need to get a replenishment of my printed stuff so that I can send it out to you guys as a small appreciation for you being here week after week. And then also we'll have a cool knife for a giveaway on next Thursday as well. Don't know which one yet, but I now have at least four knives in the queue, thanks to um, thanks to Mo Patty sending me a couple, and I've also had some sent from knife manufacturers, and there'll probably be some more that come in as well. So looking better on that. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.